Okay, so let's control these blank slots on the inventory menu using the script. So if we go back into Visual Studio, and in the inventory script we've obviously got all of these serialized fields. So now we need a new function. This is going to be called inventory check. Okay, void inventory check. Okay, so we're asking it to check what weapons we currently have. So we're going to say if save script, so we're going to talk to the save script dot avknife is equal to true, then we want to display the knife. Okay, so we're going to say knife blank. Yep, just double click it to ensure that it's capital K. Okay, dot game object dot set active. So you should be quite familiar with this by now, and we're going to say that that is false. Okay, so I'm just going to highlight that. Control C to copy, Control V to paste. So this time it is knife image, and we want to set that one to true. We're going to switch that one on, and of course knife button, and we're going to set that one to true as to true as well. So we're switching off the blank image and we're switching on both of those. Now we're going to highlight all of this, press Control and C and press enter. Now we're going to say if savescript.avknife is actually equal to false, and this time we don't need to use the else if, because we actually want it to run both conditions. See which one is true, and it can only run one or the other. Avknife can either be true or false. Okay, so it's got to run one or the other. And this time we want to set the blank slot to true, and we want to set the knife image to false. So we want to switch that one off. We also want to switch the button off as well, so that becomes false. Alright, great. So now we need to do it for all the other weapons. So imagine if you had a lot of weapons, you would have to do quite a bit on this. So we're going to paste all of that. Okay, so I've completed all of those. So we've got avbat is equal to true and false, bat blank, bat image, bat button, etc. Just exactly the same as with a knife. We've got av axe, true and false, and then have gun as well. All right. So it's always the same system. All right, switch them on and off. Now we do have to call this function. It's not currently being called from anywhere. So we're going to call it as soon as we switch on this inventory, the inventory open function. So we're going to just call it inventory open. Oh, sorry, not inventory open, inventory check rather, isn't it? Okay, and that's then going to run that function to see which items we have, and then run the rest of that code. Alright, great. So this is becoming quite a big script at the moment. This means that we're no longer going to be setting our weapons using this temporary part where we used 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we can now get rid of this. So we can just highlight all of that temporary code and just delete it all. We don't need it anymore. Great, so let's save this, and at the moment in the save script have knife is true. So when we go back to playing this, so I'm just going to test it out, we should see that the knife is now visible in our inventory. There we go, so we've got knife but everything else is blank. So let's say that we also have the bat and the axe, but not the gun. Now obviously we're typing this in, but soon we're going to be controlling this through pickups. And there we go, and now they're visible. Alright, so I could now, for example, click on the axe, click I, press right, and now I have the axe. Okay, so everything's working just as I expect. I press I, it puts the axe away. Maybe I'll change over to the knife this time. Right click, and now I have the knife. I don't know why I did the attack there. Okay, but yeah, that's working nicely now. So in the next video we will add some pickups, some weapon pickups, so that we can actually control that script within the game without having to type it in code.